What is it?
I had a vision from my goddess. She instructed me to pluck the prisoner from the tree like an apple. I must follow her command. But I need your help.
What should I do?
I fear for my sister should I let him go here. Take my horse, which you'll find behind the waterfall, and carry the prisoner up the hill.
You can count on me.
Thank you.
Right. There we are. I'll let you go. And in return, you must keep your promise and guide me to Draconia. Agreed?
Agreed.
Then hold still, so I can free you from your bonds.
Do you really want to do that? He already betrayed you once.
Don't worry. I know what I'm doing.
He almost killed you! Didn't you say you knew what you were doing?
Yes. I fell, and you caught me. I just didn't know how you would do it. So you can transform flesh into stone.
It looks like it. Yes?
I thank you.
My hands!
And now to you. You know, I actually pitied you, the outcast Fakina, whose own people no longer want him, who had to subjugate himself to the laws of the city, and sold his honor just to survive. But the moment you hit me over the head with that bone, you lost all my mercy. I'm ordering you one last time to take me to Draconia. You'll feed me when I tell you, and you'll guard me when I sleep. Once I have arrived there safely, with the mask, only then will I restore your hands.
My hands!
That's right, you bastard. And if you don't obey me, I'll transform the rest of you as well.
My hands! They're stone!
Ah, very good. You're awake.
You? What are you doing here? Where's the demon?
Actually, I just came to fetch a few items, but I saw the two of you lying here, and I thought I'd build a fire. One chills so easily around here. Your haunted look tells me that you also have the dreams now, yes? By Rashtul's curls, what a mess. Have you succeeded in solving the riddle in the meantime?
Yeah, I also dreamed of Sadia.
Believe me, I did not want that. I'm sorry, but it is not too late. Forget everything you have seen.
Why? What's so dangerous about it?
Oh, Sadia's story itself is harmless. It's only the end which you must guard against. One who carelessly tackles the end is dealing with forces which were better left undisturbed.
I don't understand a word.
And it should remain that way.
The demon is Sadia's magic staff, right? Or someone who has it, and thus also has its power to petrify people.
Ah, then that was the scene in the Rashtulian wall which you just saw. Unsettling, isn't it? That poor girl, all alone in the wilderness.
Don't try to dodge the subject.
Garon, who or what has caused this calamity doesn't matter. Just solve my riddle, and everything will be as it was. As the stone over the scarab, so rules the scarab over the stone. Enter if to you the answer is known. If not, then forever your life I'll own. All we need is the answer, right?
Isn't it obvious? The scarab stands for the beetle key, and the stone for the door to the tomb. Both are worthless without the other.
But then why did the inscription only appear after the key was already in the lock? Besides, Sadia seemed quite alarmed when she read it. What did she know that we don't?
The stone is no mere rock. It's Sadia's ruby. She's a descendant of the Mogul, and the ruby is an heirloom. She was planning to use it in some way.
An interesting idea, but it doesn't explain much. Well, as I see it, we haven't really come any further.
Not if you leave me groping around in the dark.
Garon, I'm just a simple merchant. I'm also your friend. If there's something I'm keeping from you, then I'm only doing it to protect you.
I didn't ask for your protection. I want answers.
The answers you seek are dangerous, Garon. I'm warning you. Ignore the dream, stay away from Draconia, and beware the Garden of Oblivion. If you leave the gate to Draconia sealed, the visions will disappear on their own, and nothing bad will happen to you or your friend. But if you pursue this path, and make only one single mistake at the end, then a fate worse than death awaits you. On the other hand, if you just solve my riddle, then everything will be fine. Why don't you take care of her?
Ryder, get up. We've got him.
What happened? What kind of dream was that? And by the gods, who made a fire here in the middle of the crime scene?
That was him. Blast! Where did he go?
Oh, my head.
Ryder, what do you know about a place called Draconia?
It's an ancient fortress in the Rastulian Wall. Built by dragons. Alric Bodiak's speciality. Why?
Because I'm tired of these games, and because I think we'll find our answers there.
You're not a simple would-be hero, are you?
No, let's go home. I'll tell you everything on the way. What a night. I can hardly keep my eyes open. How's your wing?
Better.
Good. Then let's try again. Do you remember... Do you remember that dwarf in the Tash Mountains?
The one with the blue beard? He was funny.
And the knight Bogomil Rathling?
The two of them were always arguing.
And the grouchy fisherman? And Isilda, the gypsy?
I liked Isilda.
And do you also remember... Remember the orcs and how I had to distract them? Wasn't that exciting?
How did you distract them?
I pretended I was their god of death and sent them off into the middle of the wastelands.
That's right.
And now think about the first time we met. You lived in a lonely cave for years, and together we found a way to finally free you. And all the things you've seen since then. Andergast, the blood barrier, Enqui.
Enqui?
Don't you remember? That was the smuggler city in the north.
Was that where the ocean was?
Right. We were quite an heroic couple. We defied the greatest dangers and saved Andergast. Just you and me.
And the raven. We were the best.
You did it! You can fly again.
Yes.
What is it?
I forgot what happened to the raven.
Oh, Nuri.
I want to leave it all behind me and start over. I want to fly across the ocean.
Chin up. We'll get through this. Ryder and I want to find out what Faye's hiding from us. And once we know that, we'll finally be able to solve the riddle.
Is this still about the story of that princess? That was all such a long time ago. What about now?
Nuri, I have to know Sadia's whole story. And for that, I have to talk to Master Bodiak. He's the only one who can tell us what Draconia has to do with all this. Only once I understand it all will the two of us be all right again. And we can finally forget all the terrible things forever. I don't see Ulrich at his window. I hope he's here. I better stay in the background.
He lives on the edge of the clothmaker's...
Brida? What are you doing in there?
Detention. Absence without leave. Scrubbing latrines.
Have you talked to the master about Draconia?
No, and he isn't here either. From the harbour, go up the hill. His house is right on the corner by the wall.
I don't believe my ears. Did you just tell this man where Master Bodiak lives? We expect much more out of you, Brida. Stop disappointing us.
She didn't do anything wrong. It was my fault.
And you, Birdcatcher, leave the court immediately.
I'm sorry. If Brida's description is correct, this is the master's house. Nice stuff, but who needs it?
Ah, my friend. How's the gemstone business?
I had some trouble with a customer and I had to give it up.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I might need to ask another favor of you.
My services are still at your disposal. The cucumber you gave me was very fruitful.
What happened to Brida? She was cleaning latrines this morning.
Yes, apparently she tried to catch the Tillamede all on her own yesterday, and returned to the dormitory after curfew. The fact that she only had to clean latrines is a sign of the status she enjoys in the school. I think they want to...
See you later.
Farewell, my friend.
Blasted crows. Haven't you caused enough trouble? Shoo! Go away!
Hey, those are my friends.
Nuri? I'm sorry, I didn't see you there.
What did they ever do to you?
Don't you remember all the misery they caused?
Of course I remember. But you have to be able to forget, too. What do you want?
You really shouldn't hang around with those creatures. You mustn't forget who you are.
No, it's you who mustn't forget who I am. Please leave my friends alone, all right?
Have you been here long? Master Bodiak lives here. Have you seen him come by?
Yes, he went into the house earlier, but he hasn't come out again.
Good, thanks. I have to get into that house somehow. Can you fly through the window for me and look for a way in?
Do I have to?
It would help us both.
All right. I can't. There are books on top. They look heavy. That would break my claws.
By the... Master Bodiak? Uh-oh. Some parts seem to be missing. I can't... Someone needs to transform him back, not glue him to... Someone needs to transform him... I could try to make an impression of the key, but the way he's holding it, I can't reach it. Nonsense. I could try to make an impression of the key, but the way he's holding it, I can't reach it. Nonsense. That won't... I can't think of it. Someone needs to transfer... Why? I can't think of anything. I can't think... Oh no. Ulrich has been... He was already stiff, so at first I couldn't... No, what? It looks looks old. The master must have been quite young when he caught that. The bolt... None of the lock... There's nothing to cut. That won't do it. No, that won't work. I can't think of anything. Curses. I poured a little honey into the mold. Not after all the effort I put in. The honey has the shape of the key, but it's too soft. Some parts seem to be... An impression of the key in Ulrich's hand. No, what... If I scratch off the wax, the honey will drip out. Oh, come on. I don't know. I have to ask you for another favor. Can you harden this honey into a key?
I like your ingenuity. Give it here. Harden what's soft and stem the flow.
Thanks. The wax is still in the way. The wax is still in the way. I'm carefully scratching off the wax. By fix, it actually worked. My hand's too big, I can't... If only I could lift that glowing thing out of there. The knife is a bit too The broomstick is much too thick. No, what? Oh, come on. A huge fortress on a mountain. Is that what Draconia looks like? I'll take a closer look at this. A secret compartment. A petrified rat and drawings of the mask. Just like Ulrich. There are small scribbled notes all over. At the top it says, "Finally an answer after all these years. The mask is in Draconia. I'll set out tomorrow. Another note says, returned yesterday. Couldn't find the mask. The council refused to let me enter the fortress, but I bribed an adept and now the ruby is mine, although it's worthless without the artifact. Draconia, the mask, the ruby. Won't anybody tell me what all this is about? According to his notes, the old codger traveled to Draconia to look for the mask, but only brought back a ruby instead. The dust is too fine for my finger. According to... The entire room is... Was this some kind of The broom is more suitable. I'll scrape the dust into the container with the knife's edge. Bryder should look into this. I need to find out what happened here. Hare's Eye, Elmerion. There seems to be a list of some are checked off. Location. How can an Andergastrian like Ulrich afford all these Who knows? In the end it'll turn out he wasn't a mage at all, but... Underneath it says, nothing is ever lost. My hands, if only I poured the dust into the crack. The knife is a bit... Ha! A ruby. It's cracked. Ah, my head. There's somebody in the next room. Not again.
Just this wall now. Then we'll be in Draconia. Help me. I can't get up there alone.
Free my hands.
If I do that, you'll kill me immediately.
Correct.
Oh, how he hates you, Charizard.
Understandably. Who likes being a slave? All he has to do is lift me over this, and we'll be there.
The mask?
Have you thought of something?
Yes. Since we've been here, I am able to remember more and more. Tell me, on the inside of the mask, do you see any letters? Ah, I was right. Padan, Faskadan, Esplas de Quatan, Humirilor Gras Ferel Goran, Hul Bemutir, Gerul Felan, Juntir Quatan Veluntir Sodan.
What language is that?
A very, very old one. Malakar transliterated it syllable for syllable in the ancient Ptolemede lettering, and had it etched over the old lettering. Place the mask on your prisoner, and recite the incantation. Then, he'll fulfill your every desire.
I can't memorize the spell. It's too difficult.
Let me try. When the time comes, I'll tell you the words, and you can repeat them after me.
What will happen when I speak the incantation?
I don't remember exactly, but I know that it'll make him your servant. Even with his hands free, he'll do whatever you ask of him.
How did you turn his hands to stone?
With this spell. You can try it on the flower up there. And now, change it back. I was right.
How much can this spell do?
For the moment, my strength is only enough for plants and small animals. There was a time when I probably could have petrified an entire person, but the years must have weakened me.
How is it that you remember that now?
I don't know that. I think it's these mountains. It's as if I carried Malakar's mask with me. And I was looking for a garden? That is all I remember.
If I succeed in placing the mask on Rahwan, perhaps we'll soon find out more. No, I can barely... It's so dry. It's a... That probably isn't magic. That only works with magic. I don't want to look at it.
The sight alone makes the blood freeze in your veins, doesn't it, mistress?
That's because of the icicles, not the statue. Put the mask on.
No, stay away from me with that.
You'll have to overpower him first.
I know. But how? I'm too exhausted to fight him. Besides, I'm cold. I desperately need something to warm me up. The bush is too exposed to the wind for a fire. I've got enough firewood. It's too windy. I can't make... Is the grass poisonous?
No, go.
I'm sick and tired of your... The bandage burns way too fast. No. Better not. I poured some alcohol over it. It's too windy. No. The grass isn't dry enough. The bush is too exposed to the wind. I've got enough fire. That'll never work. I can't lose. The grass isn't... I mustn't lose sight. The grass isn't dry enough. The grass isn't... Don't you want to sit by the fire too, Rahwan?
Cold is only in your head. Keep it up. My spirit is stronger than the cold.
I have to disappoint you once more. That isn't a frozen dragon.
The spell only works on... Haroon's dagger is now my dagger. I'll save my strength for the war. The spell only works on... I'd rather not. I don't see any...
It's not that cold.
Why would I want... Put the mask on.
No, stay away.
You'll have to overpower...
Huh?
Put the mask on.
No, stay away.
I know. Give me a leg up.
Give me... It's time I've...
Put the mask on him.
Dur, Asasha.
I've got you now.
Repeat after me. Vdan vaskadan es plastequatan.
Fadan alazan es plas de quatan.
Wrong. Once more from the beginning. Vdan vaskadan es plastequatan.
Fadan faskadan es plas de quatan.
Humirilo gras ferel goran.
Humorilor gras ferel goran.
Hul bemutir kerul felan.
Hul bimutir gerul felan.
You've almost got it. One more verse. Juntir quatan felontir stodan.
Juntia quatan felontir sodan.
Remove the mask from him.
Hey, what's wrong with you? Can you hear me?
Who are you? Who am I?
What's wrong with him?
He has lost his memory.
Forever?
Yes, but is that not what you wanted? He no longer hates you. He will help you now.
There's nothing left of him. Without memories, he's just an empty husk. Not even he deserves such a fate.
But Princess,
Shut up. You've helped me, but this goes too far. As soon as I'm in Draconia, I'll throw you away.
How ungrateful you are, Princess. It'll be a pleasure to finally be rid of you.
Did I fall asleep again?
Thank you for the ruby, Garon.
Who said that? By the 12.
Calm yourself, Garon. I'm not here to hurt you.
Who are you?
The mask made the Fakina dull and empty. The princess loosened his bond and let him lift her over the last hurdle, and finally stood before the gates of Draconia.
What's going on here?
Do you want to solve the riddle, Garon? Do you want to help Nuri?
Yes, but...
Then prove to me that you aren't stupid.
Hail, traveler. Prios, save me.
Draconia's gate is guarded by 6 elemental beings. 6 beings with 6 riddles, which Sadia had to solve.
Brothers and sisters are we, to each his element. Tell us who we are, and you too shall be known to us.
You heard them. Tell the grotesque faces which element belongs to each of them, just as Sadia once did. And the path to Draconia will also be open to you.
Of all my siblings, I was the last to come into being. I give life to all. Yet, as I give, I also take back. Who am I?
You are Earth.
I know the world like no other. One can reach through me, and yet I hide the greatest secrets. Who am I?
You are air.
Keep me fed, or I will vanish away. Keep me in check, or I will harm you. Who am I?
You are fire.
Like my sister, I am sometimes hot, sometimes cold, and always in motion. But unlike her, I am always the same. Who am I?
You are water.
Keep me far from my sister in the middle.
First she steals my form, and then my substance. Who am I?
You are ice.
I am the... I shape my treasure. Who am I?
You are ore.
Ice, fire, earth, water, air, and ore. Which elemental spirit belongs to which element?
Of all my siblings, I was the last to come into being. I give life to all, yet as I give, I also take back. Who am I?
You are earth.
I know the world like no other. One can reach through me, and yet I hide the greatest secrets. Who am I?
You are water.
I am the sister with the greatest patience. I shape my treasures for eons and bear the face of the world. Who am I?
You are ore.
Keep me fed, or I will vanish away. Keep me in check, or I will harm you. Who am I?
You are fire.
Like my sister, I am sometimes hot, sometimes cold, and always in motion. But unlike her,
You are air.
It is done. The gate to Draconia is now open to you.
I don't see anything.
Step closer.
Huh? Is he also petrified? He's holding something in his hand. A book.
Garon, are you here?
Brider.
Ah, you're still here. Is Ulrich upstairs?
No, he's lying back there on the floor. The heap of dust.
You can't be serious.
Maybe you should sit down. I have to show you something.
Oh, interesting. It's a diary, written by an air elementalist who lived in Draconia during Sadya's times. Here, the upcoming battle in the Gorian desert, the Holy Army outside our gates. We were also called upon to play a part in this unparalleled bloodbath.
Do you think the book will give us a clue how to find the way to Draconia?
Oh, Garon, the book is the way to Draconia, just as any book could be a gate. Oh, this looks like a good passage. Auron 19th, 590 after Bosporan's fall. I was on my way to the laboratories of the Auradepts when Admiral Wahim caught me by surprise in the main corridor.
Your attitude is unacceptable, Xerxes. In 3 days, the demon hordes will fall upon Aventuria. If my army is destroyed, then it'll be your ignorance which brought us down.
Oh, Admiral, I know, but you exaggerate. We are simple elementalists. We've withdrawn to these halls because the concerns of the world weary us. We're not warriors.
You command the elements. You could set whirlwinds upon the enemy hordes with your spirits, or an infernal firestorm. Keshalri itself attests to your power.
Floating stones are one thing. War is another. You'll have to fight your little skirmish alone.
I repeated my words of the day before, emphasized that we didn't see a threat to the balance of the spheres, and even permitted myself a small, sophisticated pun on the military zeal of our times, which, to my disappointment, went over his head. And then the spirits at the gate suddenly opened the portal.
Are you expecting someone?
No.
Welcome to the Council of the Elements. How, can I help you?
My name is Sadia. I come from Fazar.
Fazar?
A long way. Did you come the whole way on foot?
Yes. Is this Draconia?
Yes, the Council of the Elements in Draconia. You require the services of an elementalist?
I'm here to join the Holy Army. I want to fight in the Gore.
I'm afraid I have nothing to do with that.
Let me know if you learn any more about him.
What can you do? Can you fight? Use magic?
I'm looking for a prince. I'm supposed to give him this mask.
Xerxes, take her to the prince.
But I'd rather...
At once.
If you'd follow me... I must admit we are a bit, how shall I put it, surprised by your arrival. Not many people stray here. To be honest, it's also a blessing for me. The Admiral is beginning to get on my nerves. Did you know that Draconia was built by dragons? All the wonders of this world in one place. And behind every passageway lies a new surprise. And that man wants us to drop everything and fight in his ridiculous little war. Can you imagine it? May I ask what's so special about this mask?
It once belonged to a powerful Mogul mage.
Ah, the Moguls. Unpleasant fellows. Fortunately, they are from another age than ours. Ah, time. Isn't time an astonishing thing? At first glance, everything in Draconia seems so gigantic, and we seem so small. But that is nothing in comparison to the monumental size of the time which slumbers in these halls. According to our understanding, this is the oldest structure in Aventuria, almost as old as time itself. I hope you have healthy lungs. This stairway is horrible. And here's another ancient wonder that leaves us absolutely awestruck. A star system, but fascinatingly not our own. Who built it? And why? Does it show the past? Or a distant future? I propose that it shows both. And another staircase. Ah, the zucchini. I love zucchini.
Why is Draconia so empty? I thought you were about to go to war. Where's the army?
Wrong. We, that is the Council, have decided to stay out of this war. We're being pressured to change our minds, but as long as the balance of the spheres isn't disturbed, we see no reason to do so.
Blast it. Does that mean there's no army here?
Yes, there is. Over there. The Flying Fortress Keshalri. A masterpiece of elemental air magic. Do you have any more questions before I take you to the prince?
Who is the prince?
The fortress is carried by hundreds upon hundreds of air spirits, bound in special crystals, so-called floating stones. The prince is a master of domination magic. He ensures that the spirits remain in the...
But why a prince?
As Admiral Vahim always puts it so nicely, in times like these, one takes what one can get.
The Holy Army is in the fortress?
Yes, an entire army of clerics. A second army is currently marching from Zorgan to Gore. In 3 days, the two forces will meet right before the plateau and enter the battle together. All that effort just to die. Tragic.
What's wrong with your legs?
I was born with very weak legs. So weak that they didn't grow with the rest of my body. Since then, an air spirit has carried me through life.
Take me to the fortress. I must see this prince.
And once again, you draw hasty, false conclusions. The prince is no longer in the fortress, but rather here, in this hole. Take my hand. Right, there we are. I lured you into a pretty trap, eh? Yes, the prince is a prisoner, and yes, you played into his hands. Do you have anything to say in your defense?
What did he do?
He tampered with the floating stones of the Flying Fortress. He is evil, and thus we've taken him prisoner. You don't know anything about this?
This room is a prison?
Draconia has no dungeon, so we had to do a bit of thinking. We're directly above the sphere's observatory here. The magic of the observatory keeps the matrix of this room stable, which makes it impossible to do magic here. You understand the principle?
No.
Well, it's...
What does the prince want with the mask?
Who knows? I didn't even know until now that such an artifact existed.
Let me go. I brought the mask here under a misunderstanding. I'm innocent.
I know. On the way up here, I cast a few spells on you. I know that you mean no evil.
Well, then?
Before I let you go, give me the mask, your staff, and the dagger. It can be no other way.